I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited. Y'all good?
Yeah.
Quick temperature check. Chris, you good?
I'm good.
I see you with that olive green hoodie on too.
Hey, check me out.
That thing's serious. I ain't gonna lie
Get your
to you.
merch.
You know what I'm saying?
Fall season. What's up?
You feel me?
I know.
Mike over there filling out that tea. My God.
What? Did you just?
I wish I could fill out that hoodie.
He did that.
He poked that chest out. He do that often.
Wait, what did I do? What? Y'all be targeting my chest. What is up with my chest?
Well,
what did my chest do?
When he said you feeling that shirt out, you went.
Did I for real?
Yeah, you did. You just be on.
No, you did.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody.
I don't know if you did too.
People in the comments
on the podcast. Let me know.
Before we play the intro, let me just say this. Jump in the comments and let us know if Mike didn't portray who what chest? Who, me?
So y'all saying he said, look at my chest and I did this. That's what y'all saying I did. That's what y'all saying.
What did he say?
My God.
Bro, all of that.
My
Bet you did something.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, my God.
That's what you saying.
I love
Wow.
it. I ain't mad at you. That's what we do all them push-ups for.
Nah, that ain't wild.
It's the 1500, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Hey, look, seriously though, I'm excited. Basketball season.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Like around the corner. Everybody knows I'm a fan of greatness. You know, me being Mr. Next Level, you know what I'm saying? LeBron James, GOAT status. You feel me? You said daddy?
Oh?
Yeah.
What you hear?
At least you ain't say
loud.
At least you ain't say daddy. Right.
Wait, what'd you just say?
Nothing.
Okay, first of all, it's too much shade going on from both angles.
Ain't no shade. Ain't no shade. We talking about Cali, baby. The Lakers. You excited for them?
Bro, what?
Yeah.
Go ahead and get them another one, dog.
Yeah. I like Westbrook making them move there. I'm glad they got Rondo back. I do. Yeah, I do. They're going to find a way to make it work, bro.
That's the thing I love about LeBron.
Yeah,
because he'll find a way.
Yeah.
You know they're not going to give him credit for it. They're going to be like, oh, well, you're supposed to.
Right, but if him and AD sit down, they need people who can get buckets.
But we need AD to be able to sit down and get back up again. I'm tired of him sitting down and staying down.
Yeah. I need him to.
He's injured. I need him to be
Donnie
healthy.
McClurk in that thing.
Come on. Ooh.
Like that. But we get up. But we get up. Okay, you took him to the Aeolians version.
It's good. You know, I like the good mics.
I know what you thinking, Chris, but I'm not gonna say what you thinking.
She said, "Yeah, he bomb. He can go for the opera," but I'm like, y'all, I'm loyal to y'all. I'm not gonna go off to Europe to go do opera for a living.
It's a process, and we're gonna talk about that.
Facts.
Yeah, but now I'm excited for the Lakers. Excited for some basketball.
Brooklyn gonna give them a challenge, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Brooklyn is the team to beat. It's just LeBron is so great. Everybody tries to put all the pressure on him. Like on paper, Brooklyn is still they have the 3 top scorers in the league.
Yeah, they dangerous. Yeah,
hands down.
They're dangerous.
I only like saying that because I do believe LeBron's gonna win, and I don't want people taking away credit for him when it happens. But it is.
Yeah.
What about Philly? What y'all think Philly gonna do? Is that random? Trust the process.
Oh yeah, random. We're gonna talk. That's what we're gonna talk about today's process. Trust the process, but
that's what they talk about. Trust the process, but they ain't making no moves. Ain't no process over there. Ain't no process over there worth trusting. Ain't nothing to trust over there. You got Embiid and who else? Don't even bring up Mr. Simmons because that dude was a no-show last year.
He cashed with a friend of
He can't even get traded. People don't even want him.
Yeah, it's different.
How you gonna trust that?
I'm gonna just stay in my corner.
I ain't trusting no process. I'll tell you that.
But you might not trust their process, but do you trust your process?
Oh, we going deep right now.
Yeah, let's jump right into it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, do you trust like the process that you in? Because
See
people
what you
talk
did there.
about that.
Okay.
And they talk about trusting the process. You know what I'm saying? Like my thing is like embracing the process, like really embracing like where you are, you know what I'm saying, what you have going on. That can be challenging.
Yeah.
And typically people talk about like trust the process, embrace the process when things ain't working out.
Ooh,
you feel me? Like when it's not working out. You never really hear that on the other side. But
Explain the other side.
Huh?
Explain the other side. I feel like it's easy to embrace it when it's good. Is that what you mean? Like embracing it when it's good? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, well, you know, you never really hear people talk about that.
Okay.
Typically, the advice to embrace the process typically kicks in when you're trying to.
When you have to go through a struggle period.
And you're telling people to lean in and not run from it. You know what I'm saying? But folks don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you lose a loved one, folks be wanting to hit you with the scripture, well, you know, all things work together for the good. It's like, bro, I'm not really trying to hear that right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm just in my situation. But when I something triggered when you said trust the process, you know, and embracing the process. And I think a lot of people struggle with that because they trying to figure out, okay, but when?
Right.
Like when? Like I'll stay in this place, but like when?
Right.
And that's the part that can be tricky.
Well,
how?
I could talk about something not super deep, but just still a part of a process that I kind of had to go through on my own. I have a few different things, but I'll just talk about something that's here. So a few years ago, I started figuring out like, okay, how do I get my regular curls back? Because I had straightened my hair so much that it was just like real stringy and like thin, and it just wasn't looking good. It was looking real fried. So now I said, you know what? I'm gonna start putting no heat in it. And so the first year it was like, this is tough. Like I don't want to wear my hair out. Like this don't look good. I got to trim. And then like year 2, year 3, people are like, oh my gosh, like how do I get my hair like yours? How do I get it full? How do I get my curls defined? And I'm just like, you know, you do have to trust the process because I went through an ugly phase and most people would quit during that ugly period. During
you went through an ugly phase, Crystal?
Yes, I did.
On the scale?
You stupid.
Anyway, and I'm like, but you have to trust that period. So then there's, you know, somebody that I'm close with, she came to me, she's like, all right, I want to get my hair like yours. What do I need to do? So I was helping her with like deep hair condition treatments, all that stuff. Next week, she went and got her hair pressed. And I'm like, girl, what you doing? You said that you wanted this. So why you going back to your old ways? You have to embrace the process. You have to go through it if this is what you want. She was like, yeah, you know, I do want that, but I also want this. So I feel like I can't sacrifice because I'm so used to my lifestyle like this. I said, so then you don't really want this. You want this, but you just want the end result. You don't want the process.
Right. You
don't want to go through it. And so going through it gives you a different appreciation for it.
That's that part.
Right. And so this is surface level. This is superficial stuff, but it still took a process to get there.
Yeah.
And now I'm able to teach other people how to take care of their hair and to do things that are beneficial, like diet, all that stuff with your hair. So it's all a part of the process. That's what I'm saying.
That's kind of how I felt in the process of me getting abs. Like,
You said
getting abs.
You said, abs.
Let me
like
see. Let me see what you're working with.
Like, first of all,
let me see.
I have some
Don't
tact.
flex on them.
First of all,
Don't flex.
Come on.
have some
Don't flex,
tact.
big
Have some
dog.
tact. Don't flirt on the podcast. Like, do not try to get the world to try to see what I'm working with. Like,
Yeah, because you don't want to cause nobody to stumble.
I don't want to cause nobody to stumble.
Keep your shirt
then
on,
in
big
that
dog.
process,
What's under here can keep you from the kingdom. Like this right here is a testimony, but could be your prayer request.
You gotta
like,
ask
you
for
have
forgiveness, huh?
What you hear like this right here is my swag. Shout out to Soldier. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you stupid.
That's all I'm saying. But in the process of me getting this, like I had to take some hot roads. Like, you know how yo, this fruit journey.
No cap. No cap. We was upstairs eating trout. Tracy made some trout.
Yeah.
And pasta. And I was like, Mike, you know what I'm saying? You want to make your plate? You know, because I'm a servant leader. You know what I'm saying? He was like, nah. But that's a little cap.
It's a little cap. It is.
I like the one you have on.
It is, Jay.
Yeah, let me keep confirming you. But Mike's like, nah, I'm gonna eat he's gonna eat this fruit. You know what I'm saying? Because he's like, yo, in order for me to keep this body I need to make sure I keep it intact. So the process.
For sure.
Yeah,
what I'm doing.
I understand.
Mm-hmm. So,
I understand.
All right, so seriously, right? You talked about that process. I will share one personal, but I want to kind of give a bit of an analogy. And I don't want to be repetitive because I'd be forgetting. We a lot of podcasts deep. But did I ever share like the experience like in our old neighborhood when I was trying to get my grass to grow and it stopped growing?
Yeah.
I shared that on this one?
Well, you know what? Did you? Yeah, and you said you had to.
Okay. So that process of removing that dead grass had my yard looking crazy, right? And so it's like we all have that process that we have to go through. Now y'all
just a quick example.
Right,
Can you just break it down
recap.
just a little bit just in case people didn't see that episode?
So if you heard it before, you know, saying forgive me for being redundant if you heard it before. So when me and Tracy first built our house in Alabama, it's probably like maybe 11, you know what I'm saying, years ago, They put the turf down. I'm putting down the Scott's turf builder, weed control. My grass was growing nice and thick, like for 2 years. And we was having competitions in the neighborhood to see who could have the best yard. But it was 2 OGs. They was retired. They be out there like with scissors on their yard.
But
you can't really compete.
Right.
So if I got like the number 3rd, 4th spot in the whole subdivision, I felt good.
Yeah.
And one year my grass just like would not grow. And I was really frustrated with how it was looking. Because it's like you saw a little green, but it was still kind of brown. And so I got down one day on my knees and dug in the soil. And I'm watering it every day and putting on the fertilizer. But I dug in the soil and pulled out a clump of dead grass. So when the landscape company was cutting it every month or every few weeks, they was cutting it, but they wasn't raking up the dead grass. So I had all these like 2 inches of dead grass that was caked up from previous years. So all the watering, all the nutrients, all the fertilizer I'm putting down, it's not getting to the soil. So I had to grab a hoe and I worked her. You know what I'm saying? Like I raked up all of the...
Bro, nah.
Y'all on that?
Nah, bro.
I raked up all. I grabbed the whole.
Why she had to be? Why'd you call her her?
You gave the whole agenda.
Right.
What you not gonna do?
Well,
you not gonna do, Jay?
First off, that could be male or female.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't hear no
But
male.
you said her.
You didn't say I worked him. You said
I worked it.
that's what you should have started with, Jay.
Is that not what I said?
You said I worked
Y'all focus on the wrong thing. Y'all stay focused. Listen, welcome to the next level.
Why? Next level.
Welcome to the Next Level Living podcast,
What is
where
going on?
my co-hosts have lost their mind, they off the chain, and they
God.
pissed.
You said
All right, so look, so
Right.
I'm working the hoe. I'm raking up all of the dead grass. Because, you can't do like a regular rake. Like, you got to take that cast iron, like that old school rake. Like, that's what they call it. They call it a hoe. Like, you got to really work it and dig it up.
That big hoe.
Seriously.
Work.
So I
Working
pulled
the
all
hoe.
of it up. So when you look at my grass now, it went from like kind of, yellowish with a little green to like now brown and yellow. Like, it's looking a mess. My neighbors come by. Hey, Jeremy, you okay, buddy? I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm good. They just like, why are you destroying your yard? I'm like, I'm not. I said, but I had to remove all this dead grass in order for me to be able to water it and fertilize it and get it back to where it was. And so for about 5-6 weeks, like my yard looked a hot mess, but I knew I had to go through that process in order for me to get on the other side. And so I watered it, early in the morning. I put down the Scott's turf builder, all of that good stuff, and it slowly began to grow and it came back thick and I was right back like at the top. But I shared that because my yard, it was like a process I had to go through. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it was that ugly phase.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that ugly, like you know all about that ugly phase. Like sometimes we have to go through in life where
hey ho, like at this point, I want to know where the hoe is in the story. Like when did you get rid of it? Because a certain point, first of all,
you a fool. So look. So I'm pulling up all this stuff.
What's wrong
My yard is looking a hot mess.
I can't my stomach hurt already.
What's wrong with
But
you?
now it bounced back.
You done took his head off. Oh, I thought you were allergic to the hoe. I thought everybody can't work it.
No, listen, but it's the process, Crystal, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the process, being willing and being able to embrace the process to make, the adjustments to get where you want to get. And so embracing it and trusting it when things aren't working out, when it is challenges and you come across adversity, like that can be, the hard part that sometimes people have a hard time, overcoming. So it's, everybody got, everybody got a different type of process. Like some people just need to learn to stay in the pocket. Like what you do in that moment is what matters.
Okay.
And stay in the pocket and stay disciplined though.
That's okay. So my question is based off of that. So what part of your level of, I guess, stick-to-itiveness, like what part of it made you want to be okay going through the rough stage, even with the experts, quote unquote, that had the green grass consistently, with them questioning you? What made you feel like your process was still going to be worth it and it was going to be fruitful?
Good. I knew it was temporary. I knew my condition would not be my conclusion.
Okay.
I knew how my yard was it wasn't going to be like that forever.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I knew I had what it takes to get it right.
Yeah.
But I knew if I just kept masking it, if I just put a Band-Aid on it, I would never get the results.
Right. But you said that there was a point where you wasn't sure, right? And you was like, why is all that stuff happening? Then you realized the grass was there, but then you had to make it worse. But my thing is that the people that you looked up to that was getting the first and second spots, when they start questioning you, what gave you the confidence to go through the roughest parts? Like, you, of course, your conclusion is not your circumstance right now.
Your condition.
Your condition.
Mm-hmm.
But what made you go through the condition knowing that your conclusion would be different? Like, what gave you the confidence to stick to it?
Because I knew. I knew that if I didn't make the change,
okay, it was definite. Results. Got you. And so you was wanting to rip it all up to make sure that everything came out.
Man, I promise you, bro. That's like my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I knew that my life. I knew how I was living before.
Yeah.
You know, and I was not a man of character, a man of stature, a man of valor, a man of God. Like I knew before I was not getting the results I wanted. So I realized I had to make some changes. I realized I had to make some adjustments. And I was okay with that. And though it might have took longer and it might have seemed like other people was out here living their best life and they was getting their breakthrough, but I had to trust the process. Like I remember one time being at the crib. This is when I stopped doing the stuff I was doing, no kick door. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, moving, no work, you know what I'm saying, no more nightclub running. Like I was literally like looking like for a regular job just to make some good, honest money so I could drive and I ain't had to look over my shoulder or wonder if the cops was going to pull me over because of what's in the trunk. Like I was just in a different place. And I remember I just got baptized and I remember my mom one day called me. She was like, how you doing, son? And I was at the crib struggling. Because I've been applying for job after job after job. I'm reading my devotional in the morning. I'm listening to gospel music. I'm just like, yo, I'm really trying to do this thing. And I wasn't getting no calls back. And I remember my mom called me one day and she was like, how you doing? And I was like, man, I'm struggling. And I just had like a vulnerable moment where I was like, it was like the angry tears. Because I was like, yo, I'm really trying. Because I can make a few calls and pick up a few packs and run a few plays and be Gucci real quick. Yeah. But I was just like, yo, but I'm trying not to do that. Like I'm trying to do it the right way. But I feel like God not rewarding me. I feel like he playing me. I feel like my prayers not leaving the ceiling. And I was just in a really depressed and weird place. And I remember my mom was like, dry up your tears. Like lift up your head. Like it's a part of the process. Like you're going to be okay. Yeah. And that's when I realized like, yo, this is temporary. I was going to eventually, figure things out, but I had to kind of stay in that place. And I feel like I was kind of being tested. And I realized like throughout life, everything I've gotten and ever been able to achieve or attain, it always came from a process. It always came a little longer than I expected it to. Like it never just works out smooth, but it's just a part of the process. But I think it's like if we focus on who we become in the process, that's the more bigger thing.
Okay.
Now we can talk.
Okay.
Because oftentimes when people look at the process, they like, okay, if I stay the course, I'm going to get something different, right? But what they don't realize is if they stay the course, they become someone different.
Ooh. Yeah.
You feel me? Like sometimes people just like, if I stay the course and trust the process, then this change I want is going to happen, not realizing that change comes from within. Yeah. So I am who I am now because of the process I've been able to go through. Crystal, I know the conversation we've had, right? You are who you are now because of that process you had to go through. Mike, you are where you are in life because of the process you had to go through. Yeah. And so we should be constantly changing. Yeah. We should be constantly growing. We should be constantly evolving. And for me, there were things that I wanted. It was a certain level I wanted to be on, but the creator was like, I have that for you and I'm going to do that for you, but you got to become a certain person to be there.
Yeah.
You feel me? So if I look at the story of Joseph, my man Joseph was like, yo, I already know. I got the robe of many colors. My father said, you know what I'm saying, that he got great things in store for me. I've got all these visions from God. Like Joseph knew that he was going to be dope, but he didn't really know. But when his brothers kidnapped him and sold him into slavery, he didn't realize that was a part of the process, right? In order for you to be high, in order for you to be at that stature, in order for you to be in control like that, like there has to be a certain type of process that you have to go through. And now he ended up as a slave. He ended up in Potiphar's house, then ended up in prison. And next thing you know, at the end of that journey, he became the second command of Egypt. And that's an ancient story of real people who really lived on planet Earth that a lot of people don't know about. Yeah. So when I look at my process and what I had to go through, whatever pain, whatever trials, whatever circumstances, it didn't just change the ultimate, you know what I'm saying, thing I wanted. It changed something within me that almost like made me worthy of embracing it. Wow. That made me worthy of what I have. That made me worthy of what I'm able to build and what I'm able to achieve. So I don't focus on the outcome. I focus on the income. Oh, I ain't never said that before. Hold on a second. That's something. I think that's dull. I think that's dual. I don't focus on the outcome of the situation. I focus on the income. I'm not focused on the outer. I'm focused on what happens within. Ooh, and when I don't focus on the outcome, but I focus on the income, I get blessed with more income.
Oh, you try to triple bar that.
That's a triple bar.
Because you said you're not worried about changing the outcome. It's more about what you're changing inside of yourself. Once you change that inside of yourself, now not only does the outcome change, but the income as a result of what changed inside of you.
There we go. I like that version better.
I'm just saying, you
great
different.
Job. Yeah. So one more time, we're not gonna focus on the outcome.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Embrace where you are, your challenges, and you will be able to receive something special on the income. And I think that's kind of where I've kind of been in life, but it's easier said than done.
For sure.
Like some people really, really struggle, you know what I'm saying, with that, because they're not, and maybe, I don't know, Crystal and Mike, have y'all ever briefly been in the process where you're like, I don't know if this is going to work out, and you're like, maybe I check out?
Every time I try to do something better. Anytime I'm trying to grow, I always face with it. Adversity is your entry level to success. It's like the first person who tries to see if you're serious or not. It's the first checkup. It's like as soon as I know that I want to do something, adversity is like, all right, let's just make sure. So y'all ever?
So maybe. Oh, wait. Stay right there.
Yeah.
Are you going to forget it? Go ahead and say it, dog.
No, I'm good. I got you.
So you're saying success and adversity might be friends, and success is saying, do he really want adversity? Let's see if he wants.
Either they're friends.
That's what I felt.
Either they're friends or they're coworkers. I don't know.
It's all the same, but they working together.
But they work together for sure. It's levels, bro. It's the next level. So you make up in your mind, before we was talking about faith and works, you have the vision, right? But after you have the vision, now you have to make it plain. So now, okay, I decide this is what I want for myself. So adversity comes in, it's just like, hey, nice to meet you.
Right.
I'm the one that tells you whether or not you're serious. And so you meet it, you just like, yo, this is what I really want, God. I'm excited. Shake. You get shook
it's almost
a little
like
bit.
a prerequisite.
Like you get shook a little bit. It's like, hold on, what's my situation? It's like, don't focus on the situation. Focus on what you're doing. Right. This is just what comes as a result of what you wanted.
Right.
This is what you chose. You didn't know that adversity was a part of the process, but you said that that's what you wanted. So I'm giving you the steps to get there. And so now adversity comes, and now how do you deal with it? So some people do what? They either shake adversity's hand. It's just like, give me what you got. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to walk through this door. Or they close the door back and say that adversity is the reasons why they can't get it. So people are making excuses for, and I'll use myself as an example. There are certain things in life that I haven't gotten yet because the adversity I thought was more than my ability to get to where I needed to go. And so what happened now is that the thing I love though is that, like you said, your condition is not your conclusion. I'm learning now that there's some adversity, there's some stuff that I was running from in life that I can't wait to meet again. I can't wait to face some stuff now because my focus now, after missing out what I know that I really wanted due to something that I asked for.
Like what?
I asked for what I truly wanted, and the adversity came with it. I thought adversity was against me. Adversity was trying to help me change myself.
It's trying to prepare you for that very thing you wanted.
Exactly. So now when I go back to the thing, I'm not even looking at the thing no more. Now I'm thinking about keeping my head down and just getting through whatever comes today. And guess what? Some days, adversity's not every day. Some days you have a good day and it's just like, oh, I was prepared for more, but praise God for a rest. But tomorrow I'm buckling down again. It's like, God, whatever you got for me, I'm staying here. I'm focused. What is that? Straight. I'm locked in, tunnel vision. I have tunnel vision, and whatever adversity you have for me, I embrace it now because I know that this is my ticket to success. So after adversity, what comes? Like what is there anything that happens after adversity?
I saw something.
You got doubt.
Let me read you this quote.
Okay.
Shoot, I got this quote.
Pull it up and cut me off when you find it. But not only adversity in terms of what deals with you, but you also got expectations, right? When you're trying to get to a certain place, we have to lower our expectations of how it happens. So a lot of times we get disappointed because the way that I saw my journey happening doesn't always happen.
I get what you're saying.
Or the people that I want to go with me.
I wouldn't say lower the expectations. I would say have no expectations.
That part.
Because it's a different mindset.
Okay.
Like, you're expecting little or you're just embracing what comes.
And I like that. And I actually think that that's where my heart was trying to say. And I appreciate you keeping me on track. Have no expectation.
But you're right.
Don't try to draw out your path to what it is that you ultimately want. You got to pick one or the other. Either you can do life the way that you want to do it and not get nowhere and stay in the same comfort zone you already done. Because, failure and comfort go hand in hand.
Right.
Like, it's easy to fail when I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
But if I want to truly be successful or have something that I've never had, I have to do something I've never done.
So ease is the greatest threat to progress. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship is. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship
That's
is.
literally what I just said, except way more dope.
So it's like, no. I mean, I'm saying, but that's what you made me kind of think of that quote I wrote down a few years ago. And so a lot of times people focus on the ease. They want things to be smooth. They want things to be, who doesn't? I ain't waking up in the morning like, come on, adversity. Holla at your boy. I don't do that.
Well,
I be praying like,
in a way,
God bless my efforts.
Maybe not the whole day, but you get up excited to get your workout in, bro. Because you found the beauty of what happens after the hard work. You say, yeah, now my brain is going. I get started.
Blood's flowing.
Because you've been training for so long. But that's a next level. When you get up and you're tired and you don't stay asleep, you tell yourself you got to get up regardless of how you woke up when you felt. When that alarm clock hits or when your body wakes you up, you tell yourself it's time to get the day going no matter how I feel. My feeling has no larger of an impact on my decision rather than my purpose.
Right.
So you got stuff to get done. You could stay asleep. You're a grown man, bro. You have the choice to lay in bed. You don't have to make those Sunday calls. For the Speakers Academy for next interested people, you could cancel. Even when you're the host convention, the biggest freaking entrepreneur convention we just had last week, and Jeremy was breaking away from that, from all that exposure, all of that media attention, all of that to keep your word, to be honest with the next level community, for them to have a chance to get all from you.
Right.
Like, bro, when I see you do stuff like that, I'm just like, in my mind, it's like a little bit of he crazy and he different. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, bro, like the next week, bro, they'll wait an extra week for you.
All right. But it's the commitment. Yeah, it's the commitment to it. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I want to know. Like, because there's a different mindset when things happen out of your control, even good things.
Right.
Bro, you cut off a good thing. It's not like it was adversity. You, unless it was just something in your mind deciding whether or not you wanted to do it or not. But what made you still like do things like that? Things that nobody else would fault you for.
Yeah, for me, I guess I just feel like, I've been blessed with certain opportunities and certain privileges. And so I have certain responsibilities. And I just really try to make sure I'm able to manage it, you know what I'm saying, and really do the absolute best I can with it. And for me, that can be challenging at times, but it can also be very rewarding. So y'all know I'm already big, Chris. I'm huge on discipline, you know what I'm saying? And so I be trying to avoid, challenges and hardships, but sometimes things come and things don't quite work out. It's like, how do you fight through it? So I understand now when that thing's like, all things work together for the good. Like I understand now more, what it looks like to really grow, to really make those adjustments, to really, be able to get to that next level. And I know it can be painful and frustrating, but I know it's possible and it's all a part of the journey. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, if I look at every great accomplishment, it all came with hard times. It all came with frustrating times. It all came with some times when I was like, man, this ain't cool. I don't like this. Why this ain't work out? But it's like I had to stay the course because I knew the end results, you know what I'm saying, was going to be what I wanted it to be. And I was going to be who I want to be.
So what do you say to the people that put in the work and trusted the process, but the end result wasn't necessarily worth it? Like,
can I say a quote that goes into that? T.D. Jakes said a quote that said, if what you put your all into turns into a thing that is not the thing that you really wanted it to become, it will be the thing that leads to the thing.
There you go.
when you own your,
say it again for the people in the back.
He said, if what it is that you're looking forward to happening does not happen, or you're disappointed because it didn't turn into the thing that you really wanted, he said, if you keep at that thing, he said, it will be the thing that leads to the thing.
Facts.
And the truth is that that's embracing the process.
Facts.
It's like, this is not what I had in store, but you know what? Since I'm in this space, I'm going to give it everything that I got. And to Jeremy's point, he talked about us being changed. And as we change, things change.
Right. And I think we can't look at the process as being linear. Like, it can't be, I'm going from point A to point B. It's everything surrounding point A to point B. So the process is in your life, your daily routine, your actions towards everything that you're doing. It's not just this is my process for this. All of it is connected. And we have to make sure that we're not looking at the process as just, well, if A to B didn't work, then it's just this, the process didn't work. We have to believe that all of it is a part of the process if we're truly believing that we need to believe in the process.
I like that.
Yeah. So I think for the people who feel like, what if it doesn't work out? I think what you said was brilliant. There are those times when it's like, okay, it might not work out how you expected, but it can lead to the very thing that's going to help take you there. I remember when I first got started, man, I created this thing called the rewind movement. RWD, like you rewind like on the VCR or whatever, RWD. We had shirts made and everything. And rewind stood for Ready, Willing Disciples, right? Me, James Brandon, Shayla Montgomery. Like, we had a dope little like ministry, the rewind movement, Ready, Willing Disciples. And we was like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We got shirts, we got retractable banners, we got booklets put together. We was going to like different little expo events and nothing ever popped from it. You know what I'm saying? We probably spent couple $1,000 into getting the shirts, the retractable banners and the websites and all that stuff. And nothing ever happened from it. And I remember years later
I don't even think I
thinking
ever heard
like,
of that one.
huh?
I don't even think I ever heard of the rewind.
Yeah.
Rewind
I was just thinking like, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so we drop it and nothing ever happens from it. And I remember feeling like, man, that was a dud. And then years later, the Grace Tour. And I was like,
preparing you for the next thing.
God, you was preparing me.
Yeah.
You was going to just try to see if I was going to be faithful with that. You was going to see if I was going to be on some, man, this ain't going to never pop.
Right, and give up after the first.
You feel me? And so I realized like, so it clicked in my brain. I remember like I was, you know what I'm saying? I was on the throne when that thing hit me. And I was like, ooh, Grace Tour. I'm going to call B. I'm going to call G. I'm going to call J. We're going to put a team together. We're going to travel.
For real. I thought you let that one go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
I was just seated down in my proper space as a king, you know what I'm saying? And I was just thinking like, I needed a release, you know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? That's literally how the idea came to mind. And I realized, but all the things I tried before and it didn't work out, that one hit. Yeah. And it's like, that's what prepared me, you know what I'm saying, for that opportunity. All right, another story. Our first curriculum.
How much time we got left, y'all? I got to use the restroom.
Yeah, okay. All right, Jackson. I think you'll be okay.
I've been holding it for 20 minutes.
Yep.
I was just curious. I just want to know.
Nobody told you about that watermelon.
We still good here?
He mentioned the throne and
it triggered something.
And it was on.
Traumatic. I love it.
He said traumatic. I can't giggle.
So I remember when we dropped our first curriculum, that thing didn't hit. There's only like maybe 2 schools that brought it in. I remember thinking like, yo, how come this ain't? But that connected me to sit down with a principal and a superintendent that was like, hey, Jeremy, we love it, but we would like to have it for all the grades. And that's when I was like, next year we're going to drop a K through 12. You feel me? And now we got them all over.
That's dope.
But I had to be faithful with what I currently had and embrace that process so that I could be at this bigger process. And now I got a meeting this week with some folks that's going to help us take this thing across the country, like for real. But I had to start somewhere. And so that embracing the process can be tricky, but I like that idea and that notion of, man, challenge is going to come, but that's a part of it. Like the visual.
And it might be the first step.
Man, I think they co-workers, dog.
No, for sure.
Success and adversity.
No,
they
for
like,
sure.
oh, you want to come through me? It's almost like you want to be a part of my family.
Right.
I wish somebody would come and want to take Jewel to the prom. I'm calling all the uncles. All y'all pulling up.
Right.
AK-47, y'all finna book.
You gotta take me out first.
Listen to me, bro.
I wasn't going to date.
We in the back seat. Matter of fact, I'm your Uber driver. My God. You feel me? Like, you're going to have to go through me. And if you get through me, you know what I'm saying? Now you can maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's how it is when it comes to adversity and success.
Did you remember doing the performance reviews when you were in corporations?
I got put on the performance improvement plan.
Well, see, on the performance review, it says, how does this person handle adversity? Yes. And that determines too, like your merit and all that other stuff, increase your bonus. Because it's like, if you didn't handle adversity well, then you're not going any further. You're just gonna kind of, get stuck in that place. But it does, like, that's a part of the performance review in even, corporations as a business. So it's like, why are we not doing that to ourselves outside of an employer?
Is it possible that we're getting performance reviews every day? Like, is it possible that God is looking at us, giving us performance reviews, and he's withholding bonuses for our life or blessings based off of our ability to handle adversity? He's like, you know what? What you're praying for, I've been waiting to give to you. Actually, I had more than what you was even asking for. The salary that you was requesting, I was going to throw you a bonus with that.
Right.
But you can't even handle adversity, which is co-workers with the success that you're praying for.
You're not counting it all joy when you face fiery trials of every kind.
This is hitting me. That's crazy, y'all.
But he is saying that because, what did I say? When you're ready, get ready.
You ain't got to...
When you're ready, get ready. When you're ready, when
you ain't got to get ready.
No. When you're ready, when you've done all the work that you need to do for yourself, then get ready because the blessings are about to pour in.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I thought she messed up the quote.
No. I heard this somewhere. I'm not going to take credit for it.
Girl, you better take credit. Crystal Hartsfield said that, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, Jeremy, let her be honest.
No, like for real. They say when you've done all you can do, okay, cool. Like we talked about faith without works. When you've done all the work, okay, that's when you need to get ready. That's when that faith about to kick in because everything is about to come. But you're now prepared to handle it. You've now gone through your process and now it's time for your reward.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good.
So after you've done, once you've gotten ready, then get ready.
Yeah,
after
get
you
ready.
take it
It's
as
coming.
far as you can take it.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be adversity. It's gonna be
it's
gonna be ups and downs, valleys and peaks.
Yeah. So I want to talk to the people then that's feeling like, just real quick, y'all, they want that mountaintop. You know what I'm saying? But they in that valley low. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's a lot of times what people are, is they look up and they like, man, I want that. That's it. Let's stay right there.
Yeah.
They down and they like, I want that. Are you willing to go through all the stuff it takes to get up there? Are you willing to climb up that steep mountain? Are you willing to come across, whatever, scorpions, whatever snakes that might be up this mountain, whatever cliffs? Are you willing to go up there? Oh, the mountain high look good, but when you're on that valley low, are you willing? Because ain't no zip line. You can't zip line up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go through that process. And so I tell people often, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. I might say it every other podcast episode so that people get in their spirit. I tell folks like, yo, don't want where people are. Want the tenacity that they had to get there. Want the work ethic that they had to get there. You know what I'm saying? Want that consistency that they had. Don't want what I have. Want my diligence. Want my spirit of excellence. You know what I'm saying? Want my grind. Want my optimism. Don't want what I have. Want my faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, want my perseverance. Because you can get what I have, but you ain't going to be able to keep it. What God gave me, listen to me, the enemy can't take from me because this was earned. Like, I put in work. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, all right, you want a great wife, but can you keep her? Can you value her? You know what I'm saying? Okay, you want a nice new car, but can you keep your tires rotated? Can you get the oil changed? Like, can you take care of it? Like, I just want to be at a place in life, man. And I want everybody else to get to a point that's like, okay, if you in your valley low, but you see your mountain high, you got to be willing to do whatever it takes to get up there.
And you know what? I've gotten uncomfortable with getting things easy. Before it was like, oh no, why don't I deserve? Like, I could just get that. But no, because now in my mindset, it's still easy come, easy go, right? But if I feel like I've earned it and I've worked towards it, I can get it again if it leaves. But if I didn't never work for it and I just got it handed to me, how can I ever live without it if it just happens to leave one day?
That's why somebody could be like, man, if somebody came and took all your money, Jeremy, what would you do? I get it back.
Right, because you know how.
Because I knew what it took
you know
to get,
how.
I knew what
you
it
know
took
how
to
to
get
fish.
there.
Right.
Yeah, I know how to fish.
Yeah.
So all the stuff I had to go through, but all the times when I was trying to fish, all the times when I had to find the worms, all the times when I had to hook the little hook through the worm, all the times I had to cast it, all the times I had to watch the current, and I had to figure out, okay, this is where this pool of fish was. I know how to fish because of the process I went through. Now, if I ain't never did nothing, if the max I did was $20,000 a year, and somebody give me $1 million and I lose it, I'm done. I'll never be able to get it again.
Right.
But because I know what it takes to make $1 million, you know what I'm saying? Because of that journey, because of that process.
You'll never be without.
You know what I'm saying?
Once you know how to get it, you'll never be without it.
Just like that.
And it might be a temporary loss, but it's not going to be a forever loss.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You can take my fish once I've learned how to.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because
you can have it.
I know the process to fishing.
Yeah.
And embracing the process is learning to fish. That's what it is. And every step ain't easy. Some people don't like worms. Some people don't like bait. Everything ain't attractive. You gotta hurt something sometimes or hurt yourself to get something bigger. Something has to be sacrificed in order to get that.
Yeah, I like that.
The fish don't just come because you got a hook.
Yeah.
You got to throw something on there. That means you have to give something that you've invested in. You got to go buy bait.
Right.
So basically you're paying to fish. You're paying to guess whether or not you'll be successful about something. So you're investing in a sacrifice.
Dang.
So when you think about fishing, and it's crazy because you say, I can get back to it because I know how to fish. Yes. But we make the process sometimes seem simple after you've already caught your fish.
But that's the state. That's part.
Once you become a fisherman, you make it seem easy. And what people got to understand is that the sacrifice is a part of fishing. You don't just go and catch your fish. You invest in your bait. You put it through pain. You put yourself through pain, something sacrifice. The bait has to sit on the hook, uncomfortable. You have to know that whatever it is that you was attached to before has to be sacrificed or traded in for what it is that you ultimately want.
Right.
And then once you hook it, you got to bring it home.
Once you hook it. And the bigger fish that you catch, the bigger the sacrifice.
Right.
People out there catching big fish, but you got to sacrifice those big fish if you want to catch a shark.
So let's give them practical.
Okay.
Let's give them, because people is like, all right, y'all waxing
the analogies.
fish.
Okay, the analogies are confusing.
So let's be like practical.
So so say this. So you want to be able to sacrifice and take care of your family. You want your whole family to be good. You don't need to be worried about your car and your car being the best car on the block right now while you're still trying to save money. You don't need to worry about impressing the little people around you if you're looking at the mountaintop.
Yeah.
Who cares about being a big fish in a little pond right now?
Yeah.
What your sacrifices is, let me use my brother
so stop
for
trying
example.
to keep up with the Joneses and take care of your Smith family.
Period. My brother Marshall right now, him and his wife drive this little Toyota Camry or a Honda that she's been having from before they was married.
Mm-hmm.
And their budget, they could get a way better car, bro. They've been traveling nurses for last 6-7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And they said all their other nurse friends always look at them and was like, why you still drive this car?
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm trying to build up this community for my people back home. He's like, my goals are different.
Right.
He's like, yeah, I see a lot of
Our
y'all.
goals are different.
He said, I see a lot of y'all driving these brand new cars to work. He said, but I also see the extra shifts that y'all got to work. Y'all don't have the freedom to travel like me and my girl. He said, because y'all have to pay for what y'all thought was important down here on this level. Yeah. He said, for me, he said, what y'all see, this car y'all see, he said, my bank account, what I'm saving is totally different than what y'all see in this vehicle.
Right.
My priority is getting back and forth to work.
Right.
Not impressing y'all on the way there.
Right.
But he said, but what I really want to do, I'm saving to do. And the impact for it is worth this sacrifice.
So, and you know, I think it really depends on the stamina of that man or the stature of that man or the woman. You know what I'm saying? Because you have some people that will believe in a movement and a cause and is willing to do whatever they can do to help with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I've got one of my mentors, man, he had people working with him full time. You know what I'm saying, for years that did not get paid. That's a whole nother level right there. You know what I'm saying? To be working full time and then not get paid for it. But it's just because you believe in what's happening. When you look at them now, they ain't worried about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Millionaire status, but they paid their dues. They trusted and embraced that process.
What you call sweat equity.
Sweat equity. But you got some folk that's like, man, let me just get what I'm gonna get now. Or they worried about, as opposed to saying, let me just stay in this pocket. And so I think when we talk about, you know, in really embracing the process, to recap, we need to be prepared for trials and some struggles, because there are going to be adversities, because there are going to be some times when success is going to say, all right, adversity, go ahead and try them and see if he or she really wants it, right? We got to be willing to do that. We got to be willing to know, okay, if I'm in the valley low right now and I want to get to that mountain high, I got to be willing to do whatever it takes to climb up that mountain, right? I got to be able to do that. And then we have to get to a point where it's just like, you know what? I'm realizing that everything that's happening in this situation and how it's not working out for me is doing something within me. Let me not be so focused on the outcome. Let me stay in this process and watch the income that comes my way. You know what I'm saying? And the magic and the power that takes place within our lives. And I feel like that's what's going to help us go from one level to the next level and to the next level.
And then at the end,
we're going to be at the top.
Hey, that's my guy. That's my guy.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Jeremy here with the Next Level Living podcast. Also, the founder of the Next Level Living clothing company. Check this out, y'all. Don't just rock with the podcast. You got to get the merch. You are part of our family. You are part of our community. Matter of fact, we're going to do something special for you, right? We want you to visit shopnextlevel.co, shopnextlevel.co, and you automatically will get 20% off of the merch. Just put podcast there. Put podcast there, right? And you'll get a 20% off all of our merch. Shopnextlevel.co. I'll see y'all at the top. Let's get it.
I'm on another level. I'm on another level. I'm on another level. I'm on another level. I'm on another level.